You know what? I'm crestfallen today. I'm speechless. Somebody who has grown up watching West Indian cricket. It's really shocking and unbelievable that for the first time ever in the history of the 50 over World Cup, West Indies won't feature. Well, they lost to Scotland in the World Cup qualifiers and they're nowhere in the picture. I'm so disappointed that I have kind of reneged on my plan to make an impromptu observation one-sided. So I'd rather let my dear old brother Diptendu shoot me questions, who is on the, in fact Diptendu is on the other side of the camera. So Diptendu, all yours.
Diganto, very good evening.
Good evening.
Very good evening to all. I do agree with you that this has been a huge setback for West Indian cricket team and the world as well, because we will miss one of those greatest teams to have played this beautiful game in this World Cup.
Absolutely.
So Diganto, my question to you is, why do you think this deterioration?
Well, first of all, I would like to take you back to those good old days when West Indian cricket called the shots. And look at the team they had, you talk of the 60s, you talk of the 70s, you talk of the, mid 80s. They had the likes of Roy Fredericks, they had the likes of Gary Sobers, Rohan Kanai, Vesol, Clive Lloyd, Joel Garner, Vivian Richards, and you just keep on naming them. So in every era, they had a superstar who steered the ship. They had a good leader. They had a great leader in Frank Orrell. They had a great leader in Gary Sobers. They had a great leader in Clive Lloyd. And then Vivian Richards, took over. But I must say that the deterioration of West Indian cricket started after the exit of Clive Lloyd as a leader. In fact, he had the best team in the world, 1975, 1979, two World Cups on the trot, and they were like invincible. And not just the pace battery they had, they also had a very strong batting lineup and a great leader in Clive Lloyd. So Vivian Richards, no doubt about the fact that he was a master blaster. But then as a leader, I think he was found wanting, and there were too many controversies within the team as well. So that's how the what should I say, the deterioration started, the process started. And at this point of time, I'm really, what should I say, it's incredulous to come to terms with the fact that there will be no West Indies in the 50 over World Cup. So I think it's lack of leadership, it's absence of a superstar who will be good in all the versions of the game. And I also I'm also of this belief and opinion that too much of emphasis has been laid on the shortest version of the game, which is why West Indian cricket is sort of climbing down the ladder.
I would agree to this also.
Yeah.
And in the recent past, we have seen that they have done very well in T20s and quite consistently. What is the reason of this shift from the longer versions of the game to this shorter version?
I think franchise cricket. If you look at West Indian cricket, almost 90% of their big stars, they are more focused on franchise cricket. They play all around the year. They are in the Australian Big Bash. They're in the Pakistan Super League. They in Sri Lanka. They are in IPL. So I think the shift, or rather the focus, I would say, that has sort of diverted from the longest version to the shortest version. I think it's quick bucks, and that is something which is ailing West Indian cricket. See, I'll tell you something. Test cricket can never be overridden. You can never ever look beyond Test cricket because it kind of examines the skill of a cricketer. And then ODIs, people say that ODIs are getting very boring, they are getting very monotonous. But I must say that ODIs also, have their charm in their own way. So I think too much of emphasis on the shortest version of the game and this obsession with franchise leagues all over the world that have actually done them in.
Diganto, I do agree, and at the same time, you've made a very, very strong statement. You talked about quick bucks, right? So, which of course every individual, not just cricketers, every individual is possibly looking for. Okay. At the same time, what do you think? What should be done to bring about a change in this scenario and get West Indies back to his old glory?
I must say that they need a strong leader. They need somebody like Brian Lara. They need somebody like Breeden Richards, who will be in the thick of things and who can actually steer the ship. Because the current crop of players that you have, of course, they are quite talented, but to measure up to the challenges of the highest level of the game, you need guidance. So I think the stalwarts like Richards, Lara, Walsh, Ambrose, they all must step in. They all must step in, and I think it has to be a unanimous effort, because this very thought that there will be no West Indies in the World Cup, which is slated later this year, it kind of antagonizes you, it kind of irritates you, and it's kind of immersion of West Indian cricket as well. Coincidentally, I am just in front of this immersion pond at Rajarhat in Kolkata, and I believe it's sheer coincidence that I am here on a day when one must say that West Indian fans would be thinking that it's kind of it's the maybe the end for a while for West Indian cricket. So has West Indian cricket been immersed? I don't know, but I think to come back to your question, I think they need guidance. They need somebody to show them the right way, the right direction, and they need to be inculcated with this thought process that cricket is not about big bucks. Cricket is also about competition, and competition in the true sense of the term. So you can never ever ignore, you can never ever sort of undermine the prowess Test cricket and ODIs have.
One last question to you, Diganto. It is not just from me, but for all the cricket lovers in the world. West Indies has entertained us for a long, long time, and we have admired their cricketers, we have adored their cricketers, we have considered them next to God, or for all cricket lovers. Do you think they can make a comeback?
Of course they can make a comeback, Diptendu. I mean, anything is possible in this game of cricket. But as I said, and I would reiterate, that somebody has to call the shot, somebody has to stem the rod to put it in the right perspective, because West Indian cricket needs guidance. If there is lack of guidance, then at the end of the day, this perilous state of affairs will continue. So I think, yes, they always have a chance to make a comeback. Why not? This happens to every, a cricketing nation. There's a time when they don't go through a purple patch. Obviously the chips are down, but I think a concerted effort has to be made, looking beyond the glitz and glamour of T20 cricket, and then only can West Indian cricket make a comeback. Is that over?
The last word possibly from me is we hope and pray that your thoughts and opinion about West Indies making a comeback comes true. Thank you.
Well, I really hope so, and I pray to the Almighty, because cricket without West Indies is cannot be imagined, because the kind of charm these cricketers exude, the kind of exuberance these cricketers display, both on and off the field. Well, that's something that will definitely be missed. But I really hope that they learn from their mistakes. They go back to the what should I say, drawing table, have a kind of a discussion, and as I said, and I would repeat, that unanimity is the need of that. Well, thank you guys so much for being patient enough once again, and God bless you all. Have a great Saturday, have a great Sunday, and keep rocking, and please subscribe to my channel, The Broken Journal. Thank you so much.